Creators pitch brand deals with literally zero thought process and then wonder why they keep getting ghosted. But I built the perfect script that I've literally been using since day one, and it's generated me over $680,000 in paid brand deals and counting in only 9 months. So today I'm gonna walk you through my exact script that even made those numbers possible, why it works, and how you too can use it to finally start closing your own deals. So make sure you watch until the end, because if you leave without this script, your pitches will never get you any deals in the first place. Let's get into it. So this is exactly why brands ignore most pitches. But before we even get into what makes a good brand deal pitch, you need to understand what you're doing wrong first. The number one issue I see creators having with their scripts is that they're not providing their value or their leverage, and they're not doing it early on in the message like they need to. Let me tell you a little bit of information about what brands are seeing on the back end. That way you have an idea as to how to stand out from the rest, okay? These brand managers are probably seeing like 200 plus of the same message every single day, and a lot of them have no idea what they're saying, okay? You need to provide your value quick and stand out from the crowd. It's as simple as that, and I'm gonna teach you exactly how to do that in the rest of this video. A main point that I wanna make here is that brands do not ignore you just because you're a small creator. It's simply because your pitch doesn't answer the one question that the brand is looking for. And once I understood that, everything about my pitches completely changed. Now this is how you need to go about it, okay? In your script, you need to provide proof of recent GMV, okay? Or what you've sold for brands before. Gross merchandise value is the technical term. You need to provide that. Secondly, you need to add your account link. There, the brand can see your content and make sure that it's converting. And then lastly, you need to provide your bundle prices, okay? 5, 10, 15, 20 videos, whatever it is you're comfortable doing in that time frame, and then provide the prices, okay? I go over how to price in previous videos, so if you need help with that, be sure to let me know and I can help you quickly. So to quickly recap, you need proof of your recent GMV, you need your account link, and you need your bundle prices. Those are the 3 main points that you need in your script. If you don't have those, don't even bother sending it, okay? Because it's probably gonna get ignored. Another thing, you need to be confident and professional, okay? You have leverage here. The brand needs you just as much as you need them, especially if they're trying to build their brand up, and you can be a key factor there. So lead with confidence, remember that this is a business, and tell the brand everything they need to know that can show them that you're able to convert for their product. And last but not least, try to avoid sounding desperate. I understand times are very hard, GMV can be low across the board at times, and people rely on brand deals. I understand that, but you don't want to come off as desperate. You want to come off as confident. You want to come off as like, hey, I got tons of sales behind my back. My videos convert very well. I'm a high-ranking affiliate, you know what I mean? You want to bring these points to the brand, whatever points you may have in your arsenal. That way, you're approaching them professionally, you got a bit of leverage, you're confident, and brands like that, I promise you. I will tell you though, knowing what brands want to see is only the half of it. The script itself is gonna be what makes the brand say yes. So now we're gonna break down the exact script that helped me land over $680,000 in paid brand deals. Now, even if you knew exactly what a brand was wanting to see, the structure could get you ignored just as easily. Knowing what to write doesn't mean you know how to write it. And what I mean by that is it needs to be structured a certain way. And the easiest way to structure these messages is like this. The entry is gonna be something like, hello, my name is so-and-so. I'm a home niche creator. I've done this much GMV in the last 30 days, and I think I can bring a nice ROI to your company if I'm allowed to do so. Below, you'll see my bundle prices. Here's my prices for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 videos, 50 videos, whatever it is you wanna do that month, whatever it is you're comfortable doing for that brand deal. You let them know, you price it out accordingly per bundle, and then you end it like this. Something along the lines of, thank you for your time and consideration. I look forward to hearing back from you. Speak soon, so-and-so. And guys, it really is that simple. If you can just remain professional and speak in an appropriate tone and show your leverage and show your value, I promise you, you'll have no issue getting responses from these brands. Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't structure it that way and your message is a total mess, you got your prices at the very top, you know, you just got things all jumbled up, it's gonna get ignored. And that's just the truth. It needs to be structured a certain way so that the brand is not getting a headache trying to read your message. They're already having to allocate a budget, get a team under you to help you out with this deal. You should know what's easy on the eyes and try to make it that way for the brand, okay? Because they're here to help you, you're here to help them. Let's make the process as easy as possible from beginning to end. Another point is you don't want the brand hunting for the value, okay? You need to provide your value quick. It needs to be somewhere at the top, not in the very top. You don't want to start off off with your prices. You want to start off with hello and, you know, build the rapport, but then show your value and show your prices pretty quickly. That way they're not having to hunt for it. That again goes into the headache aspect. Do not give the brand a headache. And honestly, the biggest mistake I see is not the fact that the creator has bad content or isn't good enough to receive a brand deal. It's the simple fact that their pitch is structured in a disgusting way that is giving the brand a huge headache. You don't want to do that, okay? I promise you, if you do the little things and you focus on the little details, you're gonna get big rewards. So do everything the right way from A to Z and don't take any shortcut. Follow this to a T, because I'm telling you, if you don't, if the pitch is even a little bit confusing, that brand is just gonna fly by. They're gonna scroll right past your message like you don't exist. That's the truth. Now, the one that I use for my affiliates is pretty much the same thing, just with a few different words here and there. So I'm gonna read it with you guys. It's gonna say, hello, my name is so-and-so. I work for Creator Negotiator, a high GMV, high converting agency. Shout out Jimmy and Creators Corner, a platinum agency. Our creators combined have generated over $100 million across the board. Below, I'd like to offer you a huge creator of mine. It doesn't have to say male or female necessarily, but I've not thrown it in there before and it worked. So either way, it doesn't matter. You'll put the creator's name, you know, last 30-day GMV plus their lifetime. Lifetime doesn't really matter, as we all know, but the last 30-day GMV is certainly important. So make sure you have your account link, and then, you know, the prices are as follows. Please let me know if you'd like to work with my client. They're prepped and ready to go. Thank you. And then of course we would sign Jacob, owner of Creator Negotiator. So that's the script for both ends, and both work very well. You obviously probably are not running an agency, so just use that first script that I offered you. It's really simple. Don't overthink it, because if you overthink it, you're gonna start adding too much, you're gonna start talking too much, and it's just gonna confuse the brand, give them a headache, and you know, everything we don't want to do. Make sure that your opening line is simple, make sure your value is there quick, and make sure that the structure is not so discombobbled that the brand gets a massive headache reading it. So if you do all that, you'll be just fine. The last point I'll make is that, remember, you're not trying to sell them or whatever. You're just providing your value that you've done, that can be proven, and showing them why you're a good fit for their brand, okay? The structure itself is gonna do all the work for you. Just provide your value and they'll read it and you'll get responses, okay? It's really that simple. And real quick, this is exactly what I help people build inside of Deal Architect. I coach creators of all different sizes and teach them exactly how to land brand deals using the exact scripts that I'm providing to you right now. My buddy CJ joined because he couldn't land brand deals at all. His structure was off and his wording was all over the place, and it just wasn't a good pitch. When I came in and taught him exactly how to structure his messages, he started getting responses like crazy. And he's a newer affiliate and doesn't even have much videos up. So if you want to avoid all the trial and error and all the mistakes that I made in the last 9 months, go ahead and click that first link in the description below. But let's keep going, because this next step is why some creators have even the perfect script. They know exactly what the brand wants to hear, and even still it fails. And I'll tell you why. Now we're going to get into customizing the script for different brands. Now there's a trap that a lot of creators fall into once they have a script that works. And it feels like it's the right thing to do, but it's actually a silent killer when it comes to your deals. I've seen creators get a winning script and then start over personalizing it. And that's a problem. You don't want to over personalize or stray too far away from the script that's been given to you. And I get it, the logic makes sense. More personalized, more professional, right? But that's just not the case. You don't want to trip too hard over the brand messages that you're sending out. And let me tell you why. This is a volume game, meaning the more messages you send out, the more brand deal opportunities you're going to have. So you don't have time to sit there and personalize every single message that you send out. It's just not possible, and you're not going to get a lot of things done. You're not going to get a lot of messages sent out. Compared to 50 messages that you could have got out, you're only going to get out about 5 in that same time frame. So be sure to capitalize on your time and make sure that you're not straying too far away from the core structure of the script. Because if you start personalizing it and saying, hey goalie, this is so-and-so, I really love your products, I really love the way they make me feel, I love the results I get. If you start doing that for every single product, you're gonna waste so much time. You need to get a base core script that you can send out to multiple companies very quickly. Copy and paste volume game is how you win. Your income depends on your volume and the amount of volume that you put out into the messages, okay? You need to be sending out like 100 to 200 messages every day. If you do that as a creator, I promise you, you'll never have to worry about retainer deals. They will become a huge percentage of your profits. So remember, do not stray too far away from the core structure of the script. Don't personalize it too much and play the volume game. And that's exactly how you'll win. Because remember, more volume equals more opportunities, not perfection. perfection. You don't have to be perfect. And sending more pitches will get you more replies. But this is where most creators are ignoring an entire group of brands that could have been saying yes to them. And that leads me right into following up and turning replies into paid brand deals. Studies on sales prove that most deals happen after the third follow-up. And most creators don't even send one. I get it. Sending a pitch out and then just waiting is the default move. But it is also the #1 killer of brand deals, okay? You have to understand that following up is key. And the way that I follow up every 2 to 3 days, and I follow up exactly like this. Very simply, hey, just gently checking in here, looking forward to our collaboration. It seriously is that simple. Brands are dealing with thousands of creators every single month, okay? You have to understand that you are one of many when it comes to brands. So you need to give them a little bit of grace, and sometimes they get caught up and their messages get blown up. So with that being said, just do some gentle follow-ups. You'll be surprised how many deals I've closed simply from following up. A lot of new creators especially think that one non-reply means a deal is done. Guys, they probably didn't even see your message. Just send a quick follow-up. It's not a no until the brand specifically tells you no, we are not giving you a paid brand deal. Then it's a no. Everything up until that point can be negotiated into a yes. The pitch and the follow-ups get you in the door, but everything else after is what gets you paid. So here's exactly how to execute to increase your reply rate and start landing these paid deals. So as you can see on screen, I'm showing you an exact example of me following up and it leading to a paid brand deal. I do exactly what I'm telling you to do. Hey, just gently following up here. Hey, any updates here? It's really that simple, guys, and I'm showing you right now why it works. As you can see, this brand didn't reply for a couple of days. I sent them a message that said what I'm telling you guys to send, and sure enough, look who responded, and then look what happened later on. A deal was closed, baby, and that's because I didn't give up on the deal and I didn't take no response as a no, because like I said, it is not a no until the brand specifically says we are not offering you a paid brand deal. Until then, it can be negotiated into a yes. You better believe it, because I've done it and I do it every day. When a brand replies, you need to move fast, okay? Money loves speed, and that goes for conversation as well. You need to be on your P's and Q's when it comes to responding to these brands in an efficient and quick manner. Also, you need to get clear on all the details prior to moving forward. So that should be one of the first things that you do, is get an idea of how many videos they want, how they want to pay you, when they're going to pay you, and everything else under the sun. Make sure there's scripts or revisions. Make sure they don't want drafts before. I mean, there's a lot of things that can go into this, and you want to make sure you have everything in writing and you have a clear understanding of how this paid brand deal is going to operate for you. They should be able to provide a contract that states all of this in it, okay? All the information required should be right there in that contract. And remember, getting a reply doesn't mean you automatically got the deal, okay? There's still a lot of work to do. It's all about how you lead the conversation after the reply, because once it looks like the deal is in place, most creators blow over this crucial detail and it's losing them thousands of dollars. Now we're gonna get into the negotiations. This to me is the funnest part of the entire process. Creators are normally so eager to land a deal that they're not even thinking about the money that they're possibly losing out on. A brand replied to your pitch and you think you don't have any leverage? Come on. If you take the first offer that the brand gives you, I'm sorry, but that is a rookie move. You should never, ever accept that first offer that's sent to you. You need to counter every single time, especially if it's under your initial asking price. Say a brand offers you $750 for 10 videos, but your asking price was $1,000. The way you would counter that is, hey, I appreciate the offer, but I was actually looking more so towards my asking price of $1,000. I would possibly be willing to meet you in the middle at $850, $900, $925, you know, whatever it is. And if you're able to meet me there, let me know. I really want to work with you guys, and I hope that we can come to some sort of agreement here. So that's how you counter. It's very easy. Keep it professional. It's all about an ROI. You know how it goes. So keep your feelings out of it and think about money and think about the business. If you take that first offer, it's literally telling the brand that you don't even believe in your own rates yourself. Hey, we can undersell the hell out of this creator. Woohoo, go us. You know what I mean? They're gonna be taking advantage of you because they know they can. So always know your worth. Go into this negotiation with your leverage in mind. If you've sold $100,000 in GMV the last 30 days, you have a pretty decent amount of leverage here. Do not let them underprice you too bad, okay? It's a give and take, but do not let them bully you, and know what you're worth and fight for what you're worth. And if they're underselling you like crazy, it's okay to move on. There's 1,000 companies out there, so don't get caught up on just one that is underselling you and making you feel less than what you're actually worth. You know what you're worth, so fight for it. And I know the reason why you're scared to do it is because you're scared to lose the deal. Guys, you have to understand, it is so unbelievably rare for you to counter and then the brand just goes, you know what? Fuck this guy. We're not gonna deal with them. We're not gonna work with her. You know what I mean? We're not gonna do anything because you countered our offer. That's just not how it works. They expect negotiation. That's how it works, okay? You think every big deal that's happened in history didn't have any sort of negotiation? They just walked in and they were like, yeah, we're gonna give you $1,000. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, works with me, even though my asking price is $1,500. Like, come on, guys. It's expected, so don't be scared. Go in there confident and let them know what's up. Let them know you got leverage. You know what you're doing. Your content converts. And once you get that down and you know how to negotiate, here's exactly how to get that number that you're looking for. So you need to make a transition from that cold outreach directly into your pricing and your bundles and what you're expecting. What I mean by that is, okay, now they've replied. Now you need to get into your bundle prices and say, okay, thank you for your reply. I appreciate that. Let's discuss my bundle options and the videos I can offer and the prices that I have available for you. Let them know there's room for negotiation. Stay calm. Don't over explain and just fight for yourself. It's really not that bad. It doesn't get heated like you think. They're not just gonna blatantly tell you no. Don't be scared to fight for what you're worth in any aspect of your life. The main thing is you need to work toward an agreement that benefits both sides. So make sure that there is some sort of agreement in place that benefits not only you, but also benefits the brand as well. It's very important. And once you know how to negotiate and land deals that you're wanting, there's only one thing left that truly separates the creators making $3,000 a month in brand deals and the ones making $20,000 plus in brand deals every single month. But I'm gonna give it to you free right here, right now. You just have to take this exact structure and replicate it across every single deal that you do from this day forward. Deal? First point, you need to reuse what is working. If you find a script that's working in an outreach technique that is bringing you back replies and giving you good opportunities, why are you trying to reinvent the wheel? Stop trying to reinvent the wheel and focus on what's working. Focus on the script that's working. Focus on the brands you're messaging. You know, really pay attention to detail in every aspect of this, and I promise you're gonna be successful. I've said it once before, and I'll say it 1,000 times more. This is a volume game. If you can send out as many messages as you can stand without getting brain rot every single day, I promise you the amount of deals that you're gonna see is gonna exponentially grow, because the more volume you put out, the more responses you get, which means more opportunities to get paid, baby. So play the volume game and you cannot fail. I'm gonna tell you right now, my personal number that me and my team hit every day across one employee only is about 400 messages a day. 400 I'm having my VAs do every single day. And you mean to tell me that you can't hit 50 messages a day? Come on, how bad do you want it? You gotta want it really bad, okay? You gotta really have a true hunger and desire for your income to stay constant and for these brand deals to pay you what you deserve. You need to have a hunger for it. You need to find it, because this is a volume game. It can get real repetitive. It can be true brain rot at some points, but once you start seeing those reoccurring brand deals flowing into your DMs like a river, you're gonna thank yourself for it. So play the volume game. I recommend at least 100 to 200 messages a day. 200 is the magic number. You do that, you can't fail, especially if your content is converting. Mark my words. And when you really get serious, you can start hiring VAs. You can get a team under you to do all the outreach for you. There's so many different avenues that you can take here to build this into a well-oiled machine. And guess what? I show you exactly how to do it step by step. You can skip all the trial and error, all the 9 months of everything I was doing wrong. Just remember, consistent volume plus very strong leverage and a repeatable process equals tons and tons of brand deals, baby. Tons of them. So as long as you follow the steps that I just shared with you in this video, you should have no problem receiving replies from brands and closing down those brand deals that you've been hunting for all this time. That, my friends, is the exact script structure that has brought me in over $680,000 in paid brand deals and counting. And now you know exactly how it's built, why it works, and how to run it at volume. If you actually execute this, you will have zero problems landing paid brand deals, regardless of what your following is at right now. And if you want to build it out a bit quicker with a team in your corner, go ahead and click that first link in the description down below. If you do that, you get to work with us directly, and I won't let you fail. Thank you for watching.